What's up? What's going on, Pisces people? Welcome back to the channel. Didn't intend on coming on here today, but I got some difficult news. My grandmother passed away the other day, yesterday, and I don't know, I've been feeling a lot of grief and regret over some things that, I knew should have been taken care of, but I didn't take care of them. I live across the country from most of my family. I live on the West Coast. My family lives on the East Coast, so it's pretty difficult to get out there and see them as often as I should. And I dropped the ball, doing what I needed to do to keep in contact with my family on that coast. And I had some visions, some warning signs that time was of the essence, and I still kind of just ignored them. And yeah, it has me feeling a lot of regret and stuff today, knowing that I probably could have seen, my grandmother before she passed, and she could have met my daughter. So I just want to tell you guys, hold on to those around you super close. Don't take anybody for granted. And these are things that I already knew. I've experienced people close to me dying since I was like young, classmates and stuff like that when I was going through school. So I knew that time was of the essence, and I knew that we couldn't take people's lives for granted. But when you're going through your day-to-day and you seem busy and you have this to do and that to do and this to worry about and bills, and you kind of just, you let go of what's really important, and that's the connections with the people you love here on earth. Because you just never know. You just never know. And Pisces, I know for sure y'all are the chosen people. Y'all are my chosen people. You're God's chosen people for the most part. And you're going to probably be receiving visions and stuff like that. Ooh, there's a bee all up in my face. You'll probably be receiving visions and feelings and intuition that really just lets you know what time it is and what's happening in your life or what's about to happen. And it's just up to you not to ignore those signs. I definitely have been afraid of these type of feelings for a long time. Spiritually, I know that death is not the end. I know that spirit lives on. I know all of that, right? But, oops, sorry. This is a real video, y'all. I don't even care how I look. But yeah, I know all of that, right? And still, I have moments of just being human where I just don't want to accept those things. I don't want to accept the fact that I'm never going to talk to someone again, in this body. I won't see them again in their body. It's hard for me to accept things just because I'm human. But I know my spirit knows that it's okay, and that I will be reunited with my loved ones, and that, the spirit never dies. It just goes on and on and on. So I just really have to, dig into spiritual groundedness and ask God to really hold me and keep me. And my grandmother was very, very spiritual, very religious. So she prayed for me all the time. And so that hurts me as well, to think that there's one less person on this earth praying for me. One less person on this earth that loves me. It's just really hard to accept. But it's part of life. It's the cycle of life, and I respect life, and I respect God's will, and I pray that God just blesses me and gives me the understanding and the acceptance that I need right now to get through my day-to-day and do what I need to do, because I don't want to just stop, you know what I'm saying, doing everything I need to do and being happy and cheerful with my daughter. But I just feel so sad right now, and it's like a struggle to do anything. And you know, the people around me are great. My daughter brings me a lot of joy, my boyfriend brings me a lot of joy, my mom brings me a lot of joy, but I'm filled with so much regret over not seeing my grandmother before she passed away. And I also missed one of her phone calls. I tried to call her back. The call disconnected. She tried to call me back. The call didn't go through. And I was out, you know, running errands. So I was like, oh, I'll just try calling her again when I get home. Never did. And then the next week, she passed away. So I know that my grandma knows I love her and all that, but it just doesn't sit well with me that I didn't get to have a final, you know, conversation with her that I feel good with, and just let her know how much she meant to me and how I'm so happy that God chose her to be my grandmother. And just that she wasn't alone, you know? So I say all this to say, y'all, I'm really being really vulnerable. I'm not really one to be vulnerable for the internet, but like I said, this is a new phase on my channel, and I want my channel to be very authentic, and I want these messages to come from me and not from tarot cards. You know, I may pick up some tarot cards, you know, every now and again possibly, but for the most part, just coming from me instead. How you doing? Instead of always depending on outside sources for messages, you know. So I hope somebody can take my life and what I'm going through right now as an example, and it'll help you guys in the future. Just hold on tight to the ones you love. Don't keep up with bitter, you know, grudges and stuff like that, because a lot of people I know, you know, we don't fell out with a lot of people. But if you love people, at the end of the day, no matter who's wrong or who's right, just try to stay in connection with them. And even if you can't agree, it's okay to disagree and say, hey, I love you anyway, you know. I didn't have any falling outs with my grandmother, but just saying in general, I know Pisces, we fall out with a lot of people. But yeah, I just wanted to bring you guys this message, and pay attention to your visions, your dreams. God is always sending them, you know, and we gotta pay attention to them. And if you guys could pray for me, for my peace and my understanding, and getting through this time, I really appreciate it. All right, love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.